Imagine a secret government project, not just spying, but actually controlling people's minds, without them even knowing. This isn't some wild conspiracy theory. It's MKUltra, the CIA's darkest and most disturbing experiment ever. What makes MKUltra so terrifying? They dosed everyday people, prisoners, even mental patients with dangerous drugs like LSD, all without their consent. But it didn't stop there. They used extreme stuff like forced hypnosis, mental torture, sensory deprivation, and electroshock therapy. The goal? To erase memories, control behavior, and basically turn people into puppets, all behind closed doors. Many victims were left with lifelong trauma and shattered minds, and for decades, the government kept it all a secret. In this video, we're diving deep into shocking facts, chilling stories from victims, and the dark secrets of MKUltra. So stick around, because what you're about to hear might change how you see power and the human mind. To understand why MKUltra even existed, we have to go back to the early days of the Cold War, a time when the world was gripped by fear and suspicion. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a tense battle for global dominance, and both sides were desperate to find any advantage. Rumors were flying that the Soviets, and later the Chinese, were developing mind control techniques, ways to brainwash spies, soldiers, even entire populations. The CIA, tasked with protecting American interests, didn't want to be left behind. They feared that if the enemy could control minds, America had to find a way to do the same, or risk losing everything. So, in the early 1950s, the CIA launched MKUltra, a secret project aimed at exploring the limits of the human mind. They poured millions of dollars into experiments designed to unlock hidden powers of the brain, from mind control and memory wiping to creating so-called super spies. But what started as a desperate race for intelligence quickly spiraled into something far darker, with ethics thrown out the window and innocent people caught in the crossfire. At its core, the goal was simple but terrifying: to develop techniques that could control or manipulate a person's mind, to the point where they'd obey orders without question, forget key memories, or even act against their own will. To reach that goal, the CIA used some shocking methods, pushing science and ethics to the absolute limit. Here are some of the most infamous techniques they used: psychoactive drugs, LSD, and more. The CIA's favorite tool was LSD. They gave it to unwitting subjects to see if it could break down their mental defenses. Sometimes people were dosed without knowing, in their drinks, meals, even on the street. The effects? Hallucinations, paranoia, memory loss, and mental breakdowns. The hope was to erase a person's identity or program a new one. Hypnosis. The CIA experimented with hypnosis to implant hidden commands in people's minds, hoping to create sleeping agents who could be triggered to perform tasks without remembering them later. They tried erasing memories and controlling behavior, but results were mixed and often dangerous. Sensory deprivation. In these experiments, subjects were placed in dark, soundproof rooms for days, sometimes weeks. With no external stimuli, the mind can start to break down, causing hallucinations, anxiety, and loss of sense of time or self. The CIA wanted to see if this state could make people more suggestible or open to programming. Electroshock therapy. Electric shocks were used not just as a treatment, but as a way to disrupt or erase memories. Sometimes combined with drugs and hypnosis, the shocks aimed to wipe clean parts of the brain, like a hard reset.
So it's really designed to wipe out the memory.
He received 54.
Psychological torture. Subjects endured sleep deprivation for days, extreme stress, and manipulation. The goal was to wear down their mental resistance and make them vulnerable to control. What made MKUltra especially horrifying was that many of these experiments were done without the subject's knowledge or consent, on prisoners, hospital patients, and everyday people. The result? Mental trauma, permanent damage, and lives ruined, all in the name of secret government research.
God, no!
Behind the shocking experiments and secret labs, there were real people, innocent victims whose lives were forever changed by MKUltra. Take Frank Olson, a U.S. Army scientist who was unknowingly given LSD by the CIA during a retreat. His mental health quickly deteriorated, and just days later, he mysteriously died after falling from a hotel window. officially ruled a suicide, but many believe it was something far darker. Then there were countless prisoners and mental patients who were used as human guinea pigs, often without any idea what they were being subjected to. Many suffered severe mental breakdowns, memory loss, and lifelong trauma. Some were permanently institutionalized or committed suicide. One chilling case involved a woman who was hypnotized to forget her own identity, then programmed to carry out dangerous commands, like unknowingly committing sabotage or even harming herself or others, without any memory of it afterward. The damage went beyond the individuals. Families were shattered, trust in institutions broken, and the very idea of government secrecy took on a whole new meaning. It took decades for MKUltra to come to light, and even then, much of the truth remains classified. But the stories of victims serve as a stark reminder that when power is unchecked, human lives become the price. For decades, MKUltra remained hidden in the shadows, a secret known only to a few insiders. But in the 1970s, things started to unravel. Thanks to investigative journalists, whistleblowers, and congressional hearings, the shocking truth about MKUltra came to light. One key moment was when a cache of CIA documents was accidentally destroyed, but some copies survived, revealing details about the experiments, methods, and victims. In a 1953 CIA internal memo, it was stated, "The use of LSD is a powerful means of obtaining control over an individual's mind, with effects including the disruption of normal mental processes and the creation of confusion and helplessness." Another document noted, subjects exhibited total amnesia and complete loss of identity, making them vulnerable to suggestion and reprogramming. And about psychological torture techniques. The application of sensory deprivation and prolonged isolation produces a breakdown in the subject's mental defenses, facilitating manipulation and control. MKUltra was officially shut down in 1973, but its story and mysteries never truly died. Instead, many conspiracy theories have since emerged, linking MKUltra to various dark and secretive events. Some say the mind control technology developed by MKUltra is still being used by intelligence agencies today, with more advanced and hidden methods. Others claim MKUltra was responsible for the deaths of celebrities or important figures, allegedly arranged to prevent them from leaking secrets. While many of these sound like science fiction, a lot of people believe there's some truth to them, especially given culture's proven dark history. MKUltra remains a symbol of fear over secret government experiments and a warning to always stay vigilant against unchecked power. MKUltra is not just a secret experiment from decades ago. It's a dark reminder of how dangerous it is when great power operates without limits and without oversight. When governments or anyone can manipulate the human mind, what does freedom and humanity even mean? We must never forget this history, and we must never stay silent when there are suspicions of violations of human rights and freedoms. If you care about freedom, truth, and a more transparent future, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Keep digging for facts, stay critical, and be the voice that speaks for justice. Because only through knowledge and awareness can we protect ourselves from hidden darkness. Shadow Files will keep bringing you into the world of mysteries and truths rarely revealed. See you in the next video.